What's up everyone and welcome back to the AG Chelsea TV. Today let's get started with Chelsea were actually left surprised by what Manchester City did during Cole Palmer negotiations. Chelsea were actually left pleasantly surprised by Manchester City during negotiations to sign Cole Palmer. That is according to the Daily Mail. So, why were Chelsea surprised by Manchester City during talks over Cole Palmer? Let's take a look. Well, as you will know, Chelsea signed the England international on transfer deadline day in a £42.5 million deal. Pep Guardiola told Palmer that he would get chances at Manchester City following the departure of Riyad Mahrez, but the 21-year-old still decided to leave the Etihad Stadium. Now, the Chelsea number 20 is flying, scoring 4 goals in his last 5 Premier League appearances, while also earning his first 2 England caps during the international break. As a result, Palmer's value has surely increased, although Manchester City won't stand to benefit from that through any sell-on clause. The Daily Mail believe Manchester City felt Chelsea were proposing a good deal by offering to pay £40 million of the fee up front and did not haggle over any sell-on clause, as was included in the sales of Jadon Sancho, Romeo Lavia, and Pedro Porro. That decision left Chelsea pleasantly surprised, with no buyback option negotiated by Manchester City either. While Palmer is surely satisfied with his decision to swap Manchester for London, some at the Etihad Stadium were not happy about it, specifically those in the City Football Academy. The Manchester Evening News believe those within Manchester City's youth setup had hoped to see the Wythenshawe-born attacker follow in Phil Foden's footsteps by becoming a key man under Guardiola. Unfortunately for them, Palmer saw his future differently, and to his credit, he has almost instantly become a talismanic figure at Stamford Bridge. Nicolas Jackson reveals why he copies Ronaldo's celebration. Chelsea star Nicolas Jackson says he will continue to copy the celebration of his idol Cristiano Ronaldo, but only when he scores a hat-trick. Jackson moved from Villarreal to Chelsea last summer in a deal worth £32 million and has made a decent start to life at Stamford Bridge. Though his lack of clinicalness has come under intense scrutiny, the forward has still managed to score 7 goals in 14 games so far, and with each passing game has looked more at ease in the Premier League. The 22-year-old notably scored a late hat-trick against the Blues' fierce rivals Tottenham at the start of November, but raised eyebrows by performing Ronaldo's signature celebration after bagging his 3rd goal. This is nothing new though, as the Senegal international has performed the famous celebration on numerous occasions before, despite it being very closely associated to the former Manchester United and Real Madrid forward. Jackson has now shared his love and admiration for the football legend and says he'll continue to do it when he collects the match ball. "When I was growing up, I loved Cristiano Ronaldo. I had his name on a shirt that I always wore," he told The Telegraph. "Not an actual shirt because they are expensive, so you don't buy them. But I had a shirt that I put 7 Ronaldo on with a pen. I did it myself when I was a kid, of course. I would pretend to be him, but it was difficult to watch his games because you needed to pay. We would go to my friend's house, everybody, we would watch in a large group, never just with one person in the house. All my friends, we'd all go to one house to watch Real Madrid. I always did his celebration, even when I was at Villarreal and I scored 2 goals. So when I got a hat-trick, I had to do it. Now I'll only do it for hat-tricks, not every goal. It was my first career hat-trick. It was very special. The ball is in my lounge so everyone can see it. I hope there will be many more, but the first one is always very important and I will try to keep it very safe." Chelsea players won't make trip to Newcastle. It had been thought that Christopher Nkunku and Romeo Lavia would be fully fit enough to be in the squad for Chelsea when they visit Newcastle United tomorrow. Alas, it is not to be, as manager Mauricio Pochettino ruled the pair out for the weekend. Neither player, who are both still yet to ever play competitive minutes for Chelsea, will make the trip to St James Park. However, both are getting closer to a return. It won't be long until either Lavia or Nkunku are back in the team, as the duo are reportedly making good progressing in the reconditioning phase of their rehab process. Pochettino went on to say that Nkunku is a bit ahead of Lavia at this point. The pair are certainly not the only longer-term injury concerns that Chelsea have right now. Not much has been disclosed about the specific nature of Trevoh Chalobah's injuries, but he is apparently out indefinitely. Ben Chilwell, out until at least next month, continues to work on his rehabilitation. Carney Chukwuemeka, who had a great pre-season, but has been sidelined for most of the regular season thus far, is still a ways away. Finally, Wesley Fofana, who has been ruled out for the rest of the season, continues working on his rehabilitation, while Chelsea are starting to get healthier as a squad. Overall, the injury crisis is still substantial. The crisis has alleviated some. Sure, but Pochettino still has plenty of key players missing, and it is easy to see why the Blues are slight underdogs tomorrow. Chelsea reunited Fikayo Tomori. With uncertainties around the contract extension of veteran defender Thiago Silva, it seems like his departure is imminent. Hence, the Blues are eyeing former academy graduate Tomori as a potential replacement to the Brazilian. Tomori completed a permanent transfer from Chelsea to Milan in 2021 for a £26 million fee. The 25-year-old has since risen to prominence in Italy, putting in stellar performances to help the Rossoneri win the Serie A title in 2021-2022 as well as reaching the Champions League semi-final last season. A report from 90 Minutes in May revealed that Tomori would be open to a Premier League return as he believes such a move would aid his ambition to be a regular for the England national team as he aims to get more minutes. Tomori has a contract at San Siro until 2027 and has a £34 million valuation by Transfermarkt. The Blues have splashed cash on centre-backs since the arrival of Todd Boehly's led consortium. The likes of Wesley Fofana, Benoit Badiashile, Axel Disasi, Ish Samuel Smith, and Kalidou Koulibaly, who has permanently joined Al Hilal, were all signed for over €200 million. There still seems to be instability in the backline as the Blues have shipped in 16 goals so far this season. Hence, the Blues hierarchy have earmarked Tomori for a possible summer transfer to help stabilize the defense amid Thiago Silva's future uncertainty, having gained significant experience in the much physical Italian league, helping Milan to the league title and carrying a mazy run to the Champions League semi-finals. The Blues believe Tomori is mature and experienced enough to match the physical nature of the Premier League to be a towering presence in the Blues backline, with Todd Boehly's readiness to spend big and Tomori's ambition to feature regularly for the England national team. It is believed that the £34 million valuation is well within Chelsea's reach to bring back Tomori to his boyhood club. And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.